Galileo. Introduction. What do a Chandrayaan and the planet Venus have in common? They each played a part in the discoveries of one of history's greatest scientists 500 years ago. His name was Galileo Galilei. Galileo childhood. Galileo was born in Italy in 1564. From a young age, he was good at asking questions, though his question got him in trouble. Galileo changed the way we understand the world. The student. As a young man, Galileo wanted to learn about math and physics, the science of matter, energy, and motion. He made one of his first discoveries in physics a year before he entered university. One day in 1582, Galileo watched a chandelier hanging from the ceiling inside a church. He saw that the wind outside was making the chandelier swing back and forth. He also saw something strange. Although some swings were wider than others, every swing took exactly the same amount of time. While watching the chandelier, Galileo discovered that a way that swings back and forth can keep time. Later, he figured out how to build a clock using this idea. Clocks like his are still in use today. Galileo did not study math when he first entered university in 1583. His father wanted him to become a doctor instead. Galileo's study of medicine never interested him much, though, in fact, he never finished his studies. He left university in 1585 because of money problems. For the next 4 years, Galileo taught math. However, he did not give up his interest in science. The professor. In 1589, Galileo returned to the university as the math professor. He continued to ask questions and test things. For example, he did several tests with falling objects to see what would happen. However, the discoveries that would make him famous were still to come. Do you know? There's a famous story about one of Galileo's experiments. When he was young professor, the story goes, he dropped two cannonballs from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. One cannonball was much heavier than the other, but they fell at the same speed. Today, it is not certain whether whether Galileo really tossed cannonballs from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The astronomer. In 1609, Galileo heard about the spyglass, invented in the Netherlands. When a person looked through the spyglass, faraway objects looked closer. Galileo had never seen a spyglass, but he figured out how to build one. Soon he was able to make objects far away look 30 times bigger. In other words, Galileo built a telescope. He began to use his telescope to study the night sky. Galileo's telescope changed his life and science forever. With his telescope, Galileo made discovery after discovery. He saw that the surface of the sun sometimes had dark spots on it. He discovered Jupiter's four largest moons. He was the first person to see that the planet Venus appeared to change shape, just as the moon does. Sometimes Venus looked like a full circle, and sometimes it was just a thin slice of light in the night sky. Galileo put some of these discoveries in a book called The Star Starry Messenger in 1610. The book made Galileo famous, but fame had a price. During Galileo's time, many people that Earth was the center of our solar system. Many believed that Earth was the center of our solar system. They thought the other planets and the sun moved around Earth. They also thought that planets, such as Venus, moved in small circles as they made a big circle around Earth. This would mean that Venus would only appear as a crescent shape in the night sky when seen from Earth. Galileo saw through his telescope that Venus has many different shapes when seen from Earth. These changing shapes suggested that Venus and Earth were both moving around the Sun. In trouble with the Church, Galileo's discovery about the solar system got him in trouble. The Catholic Church was not happy about his idea because they were different from church teachings. For centuries, the Church had taught that Earth was the center of our solar system. The Church believed the sun, moon, planet, and star all moved around Earth. But Galileo's discovery of the changing shape of Venus didn't fit this picture. Taken together, Galileo's discoveries were big clues that the solar system moved around the sun, not Earth. He was He was not the first person to come up with this idea. However, his discoveries were the best proof yet that Earth was not the center of our solar system. The church did not like this idea. At that time, the church could put people on trial for ideas that went against church teachings. In 1633, the church put Galileo on trial and found him guilty. Galileo was forced to say that his discoveries had been lies, even though he knew that they were not. The church ordered Galileo to stay in his home for the rest of his life. He was also told not to publish any more books. Galileo continued to write down his ideas anyway. He published his final book, Two New Signs, in 1638. This point, Galileo had become blind and his health was poor. He died in 1642 of natural causes. Sign after Galileo. Do you know? We know now that Galileo was right. Earth does not move around the sun. Galileo gift for asking important questions that helped him make some of the greatest discoveries of his time. Galileo was the first scientist to say that the law of nature could be written down using math. He was also one of the first scientists to always use measurement in his experiments. In this way, he made it easier for other scientists to test this idea. Galileo was a model for many scientists who followed him, including Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. Today, we call him the father of modern science. Science and the Catholic Church. In 1757, the Catholic Church removed Galileo's book from the list of banned books. In 1992, the Church cleared Galileo of any wrongdoing. The modern Church accepts many proven scientific facts and has supported scientific research for centuries.